Outlaws reigning champion and current standings leader Donnie Schatz returns to North Dakota in the place where he cut his teeth, Red River Valley Speedway. This half-mile oval is one of the fiercest stops on the grueling World of Outlaws tour. The perfect classroom for a champion. Will Donnie once again teach the rest of the Outlaws a lesson here on his home track?
You're going down in your hometown.
I beat you here 2 years ago, and I'm going to beat you again tonight.
Fargo, North Dakota, Donnie Schatz, he better hope his throttle opens wide open. He's going to need every bit of it.
Donnie, you think you're the big man in town? You're not. He's shaking in his boots. Look at him.
Welcome back to the World of Outlaws.
The folks of Fargo, North Dakota are out in force to see reigning World of Outlaws champion Donnie Schatz and all the stars of the traveling series in round 3 of the super clean Summer of Money tonight from the Red River Valley Speedway. Hello everybody, welcome in. I'm Bobby Gerald alongside Sprint Car Hall of Famer Brad Doty. It's the 5th night in 8 races for the World of Outlaws, but the focus isn't so much on the fatigue of these teams, but more on the number 15 here tonight. Donnie Schatz returning home, and Brad, sometimes that could be a mixed blessing.
Well, it's a mixed blessing. Anytime you race at home, if you do well, you're a hero. But boy, if you make any mistakes at all, it seems to be magnified because all eyes are on you, sponsors, friends, family members. Our TV camera's been chasing shots around all day long. They got in late last night from the race down the road, so they've got a lot of pressure on them, but Schatz seems to handle that pressure pretty well and seems to do well here at Fargo.
The last race for the World of Outlaws was last night in Grand Forks, and they'd made the trip down here to Fargo. Teams arriving around 3 in the morning after one fantastic race last night.
And that race last night was in Grand Forks, about 80 miles from here. In heat race action, keep an eye on the black car of Jack Hodenshield, 4th car there in the picture.
Hits a bump, turns the car sideways, it trips over the right rear end over end down off of turn 2.
And man, a hard ride for Jack. We'll get a second look at it here, Brad. What happened?
Right there, the car takes a bounce, it turns around on him and trips over that right rear. He was okay, it did tear the race car up, but they were able to fix it.
Well, Hod wasn't the only driver who had some troubles during the heat racing action. The black number 10C of Jeremy Campbell there left of the screen, racing with Kerry Madsen. He gets upset, and then that's going to upset Chad Kimmenaugh, who dives off the racetrack looking for anything, some real estate, and he ends up flipping. Then we go to the feature event. Steve Kinzer in car number 11, 20-time World of Outlaws champion. Going to the front, gets past Joey Saldana in car number 9, but then Joey comes right back.
Well, Saldana did a huge wheelie off of turn 4. That let Kinzer get by, but he's back on the inside and gets back by Kinzer in lap traffic.
Nice move there by Joey, so Joey led that lap, even though Steve Kinzer took the lead there momentarily. Then a good battle for second. Steve Kinzer and Donnie Schatz. Dion Hindy, you'll notice, though, has some problems there in the 11D car. Gets up over the edge of the cushion.
Slides off, no harm there. Didn't hook the right rear and get upside down like we saw some other cars.
Lap number 28, and the big Q goes upside down. Not a good night for Steve Kinzer.
Yeah, he had a valve problem earlier, lost a valve spring, and Havertine spins out. He gets into him, gets upside down.
Now the race for the lead, lap 33 of 40. Donnie Schatz is going to take the lead from Joey Saldana, but the yellow flag comes out, and that put the lead right back into Joey's hands.
Hands it back to Joey Saldana. He tries to hold him off there. Schatz hits that rut right in the middle of 3 and 4, opens the door for Hodenshield in the 35. Hodenshield bangs it off the wall, though.
Hodenshield bouncing off the wall. This is a race up front for the lead, 1, 2, and 3. And then Jason Myers, who was running right there kind of out of the picture, but near the front, he goes off the track with a problem in the number 14 car. And so that brought us to the last 2 laps, and what an exciting couple of final laps they were right here. Hodenshield closes up on Joey Saldana. They're coming for the white flag, Brad.
Well, they slid off the middle right there, and they opened the door. Saldana pulled back up there, but watch Hodenshield again going into turn 1. You see the white flag. He runs the middle of the racetrack. May have him right here, but can't quite get up there.
Whoa, that was close. Saldana cuts him off, though, and goes on to win his 8th feature event of the season over Jack Hodenshield. It was close. Sean Buckley spoke with Joey earlier in the pits.
Well, race fans, he is the first driver this year with the World of Outlaws that pulled off the clean sweep, the Brownsburg Bullet. Joey Saldana, fantastic run last night. What ingredient makes this team so hot this year?
I don't know. I think it's just Casey Kane Racing is just trying to work within the team and just make things happen. And we got a very good engine program with Mopar and Speedway engines in Indianapolis with Rick Long. And it's just a process. I mean, these guys out here are so tough. They've been out here for a long time. And this team, this is our second year together. So just trying to gel and make things happen. And last night was a good night, but it's also a lucky night. You got to have luck on your side. And I just got to do more nights like that and not have DNFs and have a shot at maybe racing shots at the championship.
You and Donnie each have 8 wins on the year. What is it going to mean to you if you can dethrone him, if you can pull off win number 9 right here in front of his home crowd?
It's huge. I mean, we've had some success here at Fargo. We've run pretty good, and Donnie seems to be right there every night. So I don't expect Donnie to be anywhere but up front. So for us to win tonight, we're definitely going to have to beat Donnie Schatz. So it'd be huge for our team, and it'd be huge for anybody to dethrone Donnie here when he grew up racing here, and he's got a lot of fans here, and it definitely would make his drive home a little bit less exciting as it could be. So I wouldn't mind doing that to him, to tell you the truth.
The Brownsburg Bullet, Joey Saldana, going for his 9th victory here in Fargo in the Casey Kane Racing number 9.
Well, you've got to like the spunk of Joey Saldana there. He's pulled to within 96 points of Donnie Schatz now, Brad.
Well, to pull off a win last night, that obviously breeds confidence when you can pull off a win. And they're on a roll. They're going fast right now, and he wants to dethrone Donnie tonight, and he's hanging right in there in the points.
You look at the point standings, Jason Myers in 5th, Steve Kinzer in 6th. Couple of drivers that have gone pretty well at this racetrack historically.
Yeah, Steve Kinzer's got a pretty good record right here. He is a long way back in the points there, but you see 7 wins, and don't count him out tonight.
Well, Donnie and Joey both have their 8th win of the season. Could Steve get it tonight? The World of Outlaws, powered by Q, Super Clean Summer of Money, race number 3 from the Red River Valley Speedway. More racing to come. The fans are here, hoping the 15 car does well. We'll find out. The Crane Cams Dash is coming up next on ESPN2. The World of Outlaws is brought to you by Q Motor Oils. Unleash all your horses. Crane Cams, the official valve train of the World of Outlaws. And by Super Clean. Not just clean, super clean. Welcome back to the World of Outlaws, powered by Q. Super Clean Summer of Money from the Red River Valley Speedway. Let's tell you a little bit about this racetrack. The Mahindra Tractors Track Back, Brad Doty.
They say half mile. It's a big half mile, 15 degrees banking. The gumbo clay, boy, when it's sticky, it's fast, but when it dries out, it can get pretty abrasive, but track's in good shape right now.
And they also have a very low crash wall around this racetrack, and if you go out of here, you are going out of here. You're going for a ride. Let's look at our top qualifier for the night, the Q Oil quick timer of the night, and that is the dude, Danny Lasowski. A lap of 16.089 seconds around this racetrack equates to 111 miles per hour and change, Brad. A good-looking lap right around the bottom.
Well, the track was a little slick in qualifying, and crew chiefs Rob Hart and Davey Whitworth had the car working really well. Had a lot of forward bite and got him a quick time.
Lasowski coming out of turn number 4 and tripping the clocks as the number 1 qualifier. A solid job right there by the dude from Dover, Missouri. Heat race highlights. Uneventful through heats 1 and 2, but heat race number 3, we saw some good stuff. Watch Joey Saldana in car number 9. He really had the power to the ground.
Well, we saw qualifying, the track a little slick. They reworked it, put some water in it. Right now, the racetrack is wet and sticky, takes a lot of horsepower. Watch Joey Saldana there in the 3rd spot right there. Go to work on the cars in front of him. Jason Sowald in the R19. He gets a run out of turn 2 using the horsepower down the back straightaway.
Brimming with confidence right now after last night's feature event win and clean sweep, as we talked about. Drives right around the R19, and then he goes after Hodenshield. It's got to be a helpless feeling if you're Jack Hodenshield. You're out there in front, and the number 9 car just is going to power right around you.
And Jack Hodenshield, I'm sure, is running wide open, not lifting the throttle, running in the middle of the racetrack, thinks he's okay. And look at this. The horsepower of Joey Saldana goes by on the outside, makes it look easy.
Joey was so good in his heat race. He was 0.7 of a second faster than anyone in qualifying in his fastest lap in heat 3. Time now for our Crane Cams Dash. The finishing order of this dash will determine the first 5 row starting positions of tonight's feature event. And let's set the grid for you. On the pole will be Steve Kinzer in car number 11, alongside Brooke Tatnell, the Australian driver, in the 2 car. A couple of heat race winners. Heat race number 1 and 2 winners in the second row. It was Jason Sides who won the second heat race, Randy Hannigan who won the first heat race in the 1X. In row number 3, it'll be the Wild Child, Jack Hodenschild, alongside last night's feature event winner, Joey Saldana. Row number 4, the fastest qualifier, Danny Lasowski, alongside the homeboy, Donnie Schatz. And in row number 5, Brian Carlson steps up and makes the dash, as does rookie Sam Hafer-Teep Jr. Brad getting set to go here on this half mile, and the inside row seem to have an advantage in the heat races tonight. Does Steve Kinzer have an advantage over Brooke Tatnell here at the start?
Well, he might, all but the third heat where we saw Joey Saldana was so dominant. Yes, the pole setter has gotten a lead. We'll see if Kinzer can keep it up.
Rolling up to a start, coming out of turn number 4. They reach the double white chalk lines, and once the nose gets there, they can jump on the throttle, and the green flag is out here in our dash. Into turn number 1 they go, and Jason Sides from the outside.
Steve Kinzer's had problems. Steve Kinzer's got a major problem. He got a good jump, and that thing is slow getting down the front straightaway. You see cars going by on both sides.
Jason Sides from the inside of row number 2 jumps up into the lead. Not sure we expected that, but he's off to the races, and the battle is behind him right now. Everybody fighting for position. Saldana working upstairs, gets around Steve Kinzer, now going after Hannigan.
Kinzer has got to be so frustrated. The winner of this starts on the pole of the main event. He's had trouble with that car not taking off on the start, but it did take off this time. He got a good jump on the cars up front, but then all of a sudden down the front straightaway going into turn 1, it looks like now last night he lost a valve spring. Something's wrong with that engine again tonight, or something definitely wrong with that race car.
There's no question about it. You don't see the King drop the anchor like that often. 3 laps to go here. You are watching Joey Saldana work after Randy Hannigan. Hannigan is in the 4th spot. Saldana running in the 5th position right now, and out front Jason Sides is pulling away from everyone.
And Sides, beneficiary of Kinzer's problem, pulling away, may get his pole position tonight. You see Saldana there going after Hannigan.
There's Danny Lasowski and Sam Hafer-Teep, and there's your leader, Jason Sides, Bartlett, Tennessee. The Weatherington Tractor Service number 7S looking good. One more time around, the white flag is out on this half mile. Jason Sides going to put that 7 car on the pole if he can hang on for another half lap.
Absolutely, kind of moving the car around, runs onto the top of the racetrack, just brings it around through 3 and 4.
Well, Jason Sides is one of the drivers here, loaded with personality on the World of Outlaws Tour, and it'll be a popular win in the pit area to put Jason Sides on the pole of tonight's feature event. The 34-year-old getting it done. Last year raced under the name Manny Moore a couple of times. He said he wasn't being included in when everyone talks about the great sprint car races, they weren't talking about Jason Sides. So he said he was going to change his name to Manny Moore, because that's what they say. They say, Steve Kinzer, Donnie Schatz, and Manny Moore.
Absolutely. Felt like he was one of those included as the Manny Moore, and kind of picked that up.
Steve Kinzer taking the 11 car to the pit area. Hand up there on the dash right now, probably trying to talk to himself a little bit, calm himself down right now, because you know how competitive the King is.
He has got to be so frustrated. As I said, starting on the pole of the dash, he had a good shot of winning it, being the pole of the main event, and something drastically wrong. We'll try to get word what that is, but he's got to be so frustrated.
So Jason Sides is the winner of the dash. He'll start from the pole. Brooke Tatnell finishes second. Jack Hodenschild moving up a couple of spots there from 5th to 3rd. Then Hannigan, Saldana, and you see on down the line, Steve Kinzer fades to 10th from the pole position. He will start outside of row number 5. So, lots more action. The super clean summer of money from the Red River Valley Speedway is on the way. You are watching sprint car racing on ESPN. Traveling fans following the World of Outlaws up and down the highways, the sprint car gypsies, as they're known, Brad.
That's kind of neat. This time of year, they take the kids out of school, they pack their motorhomes and their campers, and they follow the World of Outlaws around.
A good time right now. 6 races in 9 nights. Hopefully they're watching us on television, too. Next Sunday, 11:30 a.m. from Kenny Schrader's I-55 Raceway near St. Louis, Missouri. You folks out there on the West Coast, that's an early wake-up call. 8:30 a.m., set the alarm, wake the kids, phone the neighbors. You know the deal. A lot of people interested in the World of Outlaws, and Donnie Schatz is the champion of the series. He is also the points leader. And for more on Donnie, let's go down to the pits and Sean Buckley.
Earlier tonight, Donnie Schatz Motorsports was presented their award in front of the hometown crowd. The National Sprint Car Poll named them the team and driver for for the year 2006. It's been another dream come true for this hard-working family-owned team, and what a year it has been, a well-deserving award.
Well, I'm just a guy who grew up in North Dakota and was able to watch, sprint cars as a kid, whether it be on a local level, or got to come see the World of Outlaws every year in July. And my dad used to take me to the Nationals, and just a very fortunate person to be able to get out of the grandstand and get to drive one day, and eventually get to race with the World of Outlaws and come on to be a World of Outlaw champion.
Donnie will be the first to tell you he owes all of his success to his mother Diane and father Danny. They've been with him every step of the way. Donnie credits Danny, who also raced sprint cars in the 70s, for helping him with what he considers to be the biggest challenge, racing with the World of Outlaws.
Mental toughness is the hard part. You don't race any one person. What you do yourself is the only thing you can control, so that's all you worry about it. That's where my dad's really been strong. He's been in this sport a lot of years, and he's been an outsider looking in, and sometimes an outsider looking in can look at things and analyze things better than other people, and you got to stay positive all the time. You have to keep pushing yourself, but you don't want to push yourself over the hill.
3.
Donnie always looks forward to coming home to Fargo, where he's recently built a new home with his wife Erica and daughter Savannah. It's a place he likes to retreat to when his busy schedule allows. But even here, racing is never far from his mind. It can be.
Just because you're racing on Friday or Saturday doesn't mean that Sunday through Friday you have nothing going on. It's you're obviously making sure your shocks and everything are good, and your torsion bars, and just always trying to stay on top of things so you never get yourself behind. That's something that I've enjoyed. Even being at home, I'm able to do some of my homework with the race car there, and just be around my family.
But traveling on the road for nearly 100 races a year means you don't get a lot of family time. And that, without a doubt, is the biggest sacrifice of being an outlaw.
It's some days you just ask yourself why you do it, but once you find victory lane, once you get to win a World of Outlaws show, and then you get to win 2 and then 3, you just keep going, and it gets in your blood, and it's something that you just don't want to live without.
Danny Schatz, what a special night it is for you here in your home track in Fargo, North Dakota. Talk about some of the memories, and Donnie actually credits you with the success of the race team. That's a lot of love there. That's a lot of respect there from your son.
Well, I don't know if I got all the credit coming or not, but we've been racing for about 15 plus years with Don. He started when he was 15 years old, or probably a little bit younger, and he's been very focused on what he does and how he races, and we've continued to support him as long as he maintained that interest and that dedication. We've provided him with an opportunity to be competitive most of the time, and from time to time we mess that up for him, and he carries that. So we're glad to be involved in the racing with Don.
Obviously a very, very special night for you, coming here to your home racetrack, and also a very family-oriented effort. Talk about that.
Well, we enjoy the racing. We've enjoyed it for a long time. We race as competitive as we can be. Sometimes it isn't as good as we want to be, and probably Don is more tough on himself competing than anybody else. And we just come out and try our best and let the chips fall where they come.
What about the future? What does the future hold for Donnie Schatz Motorsports here?
In racing, you take what you get and you try and go as far as you can, and if you have the opportunity to do well, you hope that continues to go forward, and if it does, great, and if you have to stay and do whatever, you do that also, because you're going to have your ups and downs in life and your ups and downs in racing, and we hope we can continue to be competitive.
Well, you guys keep up the great work. You guys are definitely casting yourselves here with the World of Outlaws as some of the best that ever done it.
Well, we enjoy racing, and we're going to continue to give it our best.
All right, Danny Schatz, and obviously proud papa here with the Schatz Motorsports.
Well, he should be proud, Sean. They run a class organization, Brad, no question about it. The World of Outlaws, powered by Q, super clean summer of money. It is the second race in the Duel of the Dakotas. Coming up next, the feature event. Don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss it. We're going to put them all out here on the half mile. Gerald alongside Brad Doty with Sean Buckley down in the pits. We are getting set for the start of our 30-lap feature event. Right now, they are lined up in rows of 4, getting ready for the traditional announcement made by the World of Outlaws announcer Johnny Gibson, who travels to every race on the circuit.
Fargo, North Dakota, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Love it. The fans love it, and let's take a look at the grid for the duel in the Dakotas. Jason Sides on the pole alongside Brooke Tatnall. In row number 2, it will be the Wild Child, Jack Hottenschild, alongside of the Hurricane, Randy Hannigan. In row number 3, he was so dominant in his heat race, Joey Saldana and Danny Lasowski, a winner here in 2003. Row 4, rookie Sam Haferteep alongside Donnie Schatz.
Yeah, Donnie Schatz, they're serious about this. They flew in their engine builder, Ron Shavers from California, to be here tonight to tune this engine.
Looking back further in row 5, it'll be Brian Carlson alongside Steve Kinzer. More on him coming up. Jason Myers has won here before. He won in July of 2005. He's alongside Jason Solwald. Then it's Craig Delansky, Chad Kimmenon, Chad Hillier. Then Craig Delansky and Paul McMahon. McMahon changing his chassis. Went from the experimental back to the normal here this week. Jason Martin and Tim Schaefer. Then Justin Henderson and Dion Hindy making up a row number 10. Further back, Jeremy Campbell alongside Kerry Madsen. Madsen, the leader right now in the Rookie of the Year standings, presented by Butler Built. Terry McCarl and Darren Pittman way back there at the rear of the field. Let's bring in Sean Buckley for a final report. Sean, what's going on with the King, Steve Kinzer's number 11?
Well, I spoke to Steve right before the main event, and he told me the motor will just not take off. They had no time to swap out the motor. The 11 team crossing their fingers on this one, guys.
Okay, so Steve Kinzer in car number 11, maybe with the motor that will not take off. We had heard a report earlier that they were going to try to change the motor.
Yeah, we'd gotten word that they did change the motor, so that's kind of a surprise that they're working on this thing, trying to get the stumble out of it or find out what's wrong. So we'll see what happens here.
What's the most important thing for Jason Sides here as we get set to put the green in the air?
Try to get on the throttle just a split second before the 2 car and maybe take the line, get high going into turn 1 and take it away, got in front straightaway.
They roll up to speed, and the green is in the air. We are running at Red River. And jumping out in front, it is Jason Sides ahead of Brooke Tatnall, but here comes Tatnall with a rush down the back straightaway. He's right on his rear nose.
And that is what Jason Sides did. He pulled up down the front straightaway, went up to the wall, kind of blocked Brooke Tatnall, and now he leads it down the front straightaway.
What a big night it would be for Jason Sides as Randy Hannigan in the 1X works in the 4th position. Jack Hottenschild's 3rd. Joey Saldana, who was super strong in the number 9 car, right now running in the 5th position, right behind Hannigan.
Now it's more chassis setup. In the heat race when we saw Joey Saldana dominate that heat, the racetrack was fast. It's really sticky, kind of everybody running wide open. Now the track is slicked off a little bit. They got to get the tires under the car. They got to get the chassis set right. So it's more chassis setup than engine right now.
Saldana going after the Hurricane, slides up across the groove, nearly side by side as they come out of the turn, but Hannigan will lead him to the stripe there at lap number 4. Hannigan working in 4th. That is a battle for the 4th position.
And you can see right there a little bit of wheel spin on Joey Saldana. When you see the back of the car kick out like that, that means a little bit of wheel spin there as the track is starting to slick off.
Randy Hannigan in that 1X car right in front of Joey Saldana. Right behind them lies Danny Lasowski, Donnie Schatz, and Steve Kinzer. So a strong contingent there running right now, 6th through 10th.
So earlier tonight, Hannigan had some trouble with the wing mounts on his race car in one of the heat races. They've changed that, maybe beefed him up a little bit. The speeds here, incredible, puts a lot of force on that top wing.
Joey Saldana, and moving a little bit back further, you see Steve Kinzer in the 11 car. He is running 8th right now. There's Donnie Schatz running in 7th in the 15 car, going after Danny Lasowski right in front of him.
Everybody kind of finding their own right now. The key's going to be when they get the lap traffic. The leader all about a half a straightaway from that lap traffic. To see Schatz there now getting really close to the back of the 83 car.
Closed right up on Danny Lasowski that time as Lasowski looked like maybe slid up across the groove there. Did he start out like he wanted to run the low line and then maybe felt Schatz so he moved up?
Well, it could be, but again, they're just searching around as you see Schatz now to the inside. Not quite.
It's close right there. Boy, that's got to just be the ultimate seat-of-the-pants decision right there, whether or not you want to execute a slide job and continue on with it, or whether you want to abort the takeoff.
Well, yeah, there is a point that you do have to abort it. You know that you can't clear the guy, you have to get out of the throttle.
The leader catching up to traffic right now. That's where races are won and lost in the World of Outlaws, powered by Q. Sides puts Chad Kimmenaugh down a lap, grabs a tear off, and heads down into turn number 3 with the lead of the race. His blood's got to be pumping, but here comes Brooke Tatnell.
Tatnell to the inside. Hodenshield was right up there earlier. Now Tatnell does get inside and gets the slide job. And look at this. Sides right back to his inside.
Oh, that's why we love sprint car racing. Seat of the pants, sides going sideways down the back chute into turn number 3, trying to come back after Tatnell. But Brooke Tatnell's the new leader of the race. In his last 5 races here, Tatnell has run in the top 5 3 times, so he likes this place.
Well, I think Sides had to run back at him, but he come up on the lap car. Brian Carlson there had to get out of the throttle. But Tatnell's able to get away.
Right now, though, really nobody is getting away from the rest of the field as Jack Hodenshield gets around Jason Sides, and Hod, the wild child in the black 35, has taken the Rick Wright-owned sprinter up into the 2nd position.
Well, he is fast. Last night, we saw in our highlights earlier, he got upside down, came from 13th to almost steal the win from Joey Saldana. That was on a little quarter mile. Here they're on a half mile. Still, that car is fast, and it is the same car that they crashed. They patched up that frame and got him going. Uncharacteristic of Jack Hodenshield, kind of run in the middle of the racetrack.
You saw a car moving slowly on the back straightaway. That was the hitman, Jason Martin. He's pulled it into the infield so we can stay clean and green. We're almost to the halfway point right now with your leader out in front, Brooke Tatnell leading Jack Hodenshield. They are in traffic, and not a lot of difference right now, Brad, out on the racetrack between first place and maybe about 3/4 of a straightaway back to guys running 5th, 6th, 7th.
Well, when you say lap traffic, these guys, everybody is so fast and so equal. These lap cars are not slouches. They're going pretty good speed, and these guys are coming up on them. They got to pick, oh, we got a caution, got a car upside down. Looks like
Jason Myers is upside down over in turn 4. The Primerica number 14 of Jason Myers, a feature event winner here in the past at the Red River Valley Speedway. Upside down, the Clovis, California driver. Some pretty significant damage there. And there isn't any kind of crash at this racetrack that doesn't hurt, Brad.
Yeah, the speeds here are incredible, so you never crash easy here. See him moving around. That's good news. He's getting out. Looks like he's unharmed, but boy, as you mentioned, you don't crash easy at this place.
So Jason Myers, the 28-year-old, jumps out of his car. He's all right. He surveys the damage. Out in front it is Brooke Tatnell right now, leading Super Clean Summer of Money. Round number 3 over the wild child, Jason Sides, the Hurricane, and Joey. Away the damage of Jason Myers' number 14 car after a hard crash over there in turn number 4. Jason unbuckled, and just moments ago, Sean Buckley spoke to him.
Hotfoot Jason Myers taking an ugly flip there in turn number 3. Jason, what happened, and are you okay?
You know, I don't know. It just got in there in a Primerica GLR car. Just something broke. You know, just thing went straight, went right for the fence, and that's all she wrote at a place like this.
You know, the speeds are very, very up here. You're running on the top side of the racetrack, and you say something broke. What do you remember during the crash?
You know, I don't know. I just went in a corner, went straight, and tried to get it slowed down before it got to the fence. But there's no time. We're up on the fence here tonight. Just disappointing run. You know, we were in the top 10, I think, there, hanging on, and one of the good run there tonight. But we'll put another Maxim car here together tomorrow night and get them tomorrow.
Guys, a tough break here for one of the Outlaw front runners, Jason Myers.
You saw Jason give that little breath there, kind of like that, whew. That was a tough one. As we said, you crash here, you crash hard.
Well, it's never any fun when something breaks on the front end of your race car, but at these speeds, it's very, very hard crash.
Darren Pittman in car number 21 putting in some work right now. Started dead last in the 24th position. He's moved up to 17th. So Darren Pittman, even though this may not be his favorite joint right now, is showing that he can make laps around here.
One of the cars that has moved up some positions.
Another one is Chad Hillier in car number 5C. Chad Hillier from 14th to 10th. So he's been another guy that's been kind of moving up through the field at this point. There's a good look at Chad Hillier in the 5C. The Super Clean Summer of Money points leader, Terry McCarl, has advanced from 23rd to 19th in the number 24 cars. So keeping everybody honest there with the Super Clean Summer of Money points and how that all shakes out. And you look a little further down the field. There's a look at T-Mac in the 24 car, the winner last week at Dodge City, saying we ought to start calling him TV Terry.
Yeah, that's what he told me earlier today. If he wins tonight, he's going to be TV Terry. But from back there, I think he's got a tough road to go to the front of this one.
If he wins tonight, I'll call him Houdini. Right now, Terry running in the 19th position with Brooke Tatnell up in front. Anticipating a green flag momentarily. They are giving them the 1-to-go signal from the flag stand. What happens when you see that signal? You're coming down the front straightaway, you just kind of cinch up the belts and
take a deep breath, and yeah, pull the belts down tight, adjust the helmet strap on the side, just kind of fidget around in the car. Butterflies are starting to pick back up in the stomach right now, and they're ready to go green.
How about the cone there? There's a cone that's located in turn number 4, and there's another cone here on the front straightaway, and they have to stay nose to tail and evenly aligned when they pass that cone. If you get outside the line, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that cone right there that we're looking at, you cannot pass until you get by that cone. If you go to the inside of it or knock it down, you get penalized, have to go to the tail.
Yeah, everybody has to stay in line. It basically keeps people from cheating, jumping down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to drive a different line, and the race starts again when they reach the flag stand and the green flag.
Yeah, it keeps people from running over each other basically on the restarts here.
Well, let's see what Jack Hodenshield has for Brooke Tatnall. Tatnall with a quick start gets away from the rest of the field. The top 3 really got a great start. They pulled away. Joey Saldana races underneath Randy Hannigan. That's a battle for 4th, and Saldana slid right underneath the Hurricane and picked up the position.
And you can see it at the top of the screen there coming out of turn 2. He got by him. Now he sets his sights to see if he can reel in the leaders up front.
We were exactly at the halfway point there when the race resumed. 15 down and 15 to go. And so Joey Saldana trying to make something happen here as Danny Lasowski now goes after the Hurricane.
Well, this red flag was a closed red, which means the crews could not come out and work on the race car. It looked like Hodenshield, you see the battle there, but it looks like Hodenshield, before this red flag, was closing in on Brooke Tatnall. Now Tatnall pulling away.
Chad Hillier from 14th up into 9th now in the 5C car. So he wasn't kidding when he said this place reminded him a little bit of his home track at Skagit Speedway.
Well, you got to wonder, it looks a little bigger to me than Skagit, but you got to wonder,
I agree,
him stealing that B-Main win like he did. He is pumped up and excited. Probably one of the best nights he's had all year right here.
And maybe a case like we talked about where in that last chance showdown, a driver gets his rhythm, gets a good feel for this racetrack. Donnie Schatz, the other guy we're keeping an eye on right now, running solidly in 7th in the Parker Store, yellow and black, number 15.
And you can bet he's very disappointed, though, Bobby, with that 7th here at home. He's a tough competitor, and I'm sure he wanted to be up front battling for the lead, but he's not going to give up. He has not given up. Anything can happen. So you got to fight and scratch for every position and hope for the best at the end.
The drivers right now in the lead. Brooke Tatnall about a quarter of a straightaway away from reaching traffic. There you see the differential going back to 3rd. Jason Sides runs 3rd. Saldana is reeling in the 7S.
Slowly but surely, the guy's moving around a little bit on the racetrack, but most guys are. The fast guys running right up here on the top, trying to get it moisture as they come off the corners.
9 or now 8 laps to go here in this 30-lap feature event. Joey Saldana continuing to run in the 4th spot. He is driving the car that is owned by NASCAR superstar Casey Kane. While we're at it, congrats to World of Outlaws former champion Dave Blaney on his pole position this week in NASCAR. Jason Sowald challenges Chad Hillier for 9th.
That was one of those deals you talked about earlier, Bobby, about when you have to back out of it, there's a point that you just can't continue the slide job. Jason Sowald doing a great job.
Oh, how about this time?
There he gets by cleanly.
Hillier tries to turn it back under, but couldn't do it. Couldn't get that car to drive off the corner down low enough. And here comes the wild child. It's a battle for the lead up front. Tim Schaefer is a car about to go down a lap right in front of the leaders.
But you can see Hodenshield's car bounce a little bit as he got a little high in 3 and 4. Lost a little ground now to Brooke Tatnall.
How much is Jack Hodenshield just willing that 35 car to the front right now? He's closing up.
He is definitely closing up, but it seems like when he tucks up behind Tatnall.
And we've got trouble in turn number 2 for Chad Hillier in the 5C. What a heartbreaker for the rookie Chad Hillier. And Hillier, and it looked like he was going to come to a stop, but he may have just pulled a fast one on everybody there. It looked like he was going to come to a stop. You bring out the yellow, then he keeps going. Not sure what the problem is. He's definitely scraping his visor.
Maybe he ran out of tear-offs and couldn't see the wheels, obviously all the way up on the car. The car's rolling under its power. Don't know what happened there, but he's disappointed, but I bet you Jack Hodenshield is also disappointed. He was closing in right on the back bumper of Brooke Tatnall when this caution came out.
Tatnall, Hodenshield, Sides, Saldana, then Hannigan, Lasowski, Schatz, Kinzer, Jason Sowald, and Paul McMahon will now be in the top 10. 4 laps to go here in the duel in the Dakotas. Brooke Tatnall out in front in the 2 car. Did this yellow flag just take away any chance that Jack Hodenshield has to win, or is he maybe going to be able to muster something here on the restart?
Well, we did see on the last restart that Brooke Tatnall was able to get away from Hodenshield, and then Hodenshield later in the race ran him in. With only 4 laps to go, Bobby, I don't know if he has enough time. We'll see if Brooke Tatnall might change his line, but Hodenshield definitely closed right up on the back bumper of Brooke Tatnall when that caution came out, so I bet you Hodenshield's pretty frustrated at this point.
The problem for everybody behind Brooke Tatnall is traffic has basically just been taken out of the equation now.
Yep.
With 4 laps to go, they are not going to see traffic anymore in this race. It's going to be a free track for Brooke Tatnall basically to cut the 4 best laps he's been cutting all night.
Well, and we talk about it almost every show. The leader sometimes has the disadvantage leading as early from the early start of this race because he doesn't know where the guys are moving around all over the racetrack and where the fast line may be. Hodenshield had no choice but to move all over the racetrack, and he may have found something in the middle that he could squeeze by him here, getting ready to go green. We're going to find out.
Hodenshield last night narrowly lost the race to Joey Saldana in Grand Forks. Made a furious run late in the going to lose by just a few thousandths of a second in that number 35 car. It looks like he may be in for a runner-up deal here again tonight unless he can pull off something spectacular right here in the waning 4 laps. The green flag is back out. Tatnall again gets a great start in the number 2 car.
And it looked like Hodenshield's engine stumbled. We've been talking about Steve Kinzer having that problem. Jack Hodenshield's engine stumbled. It looks like he didn't get a very good start.
Oh, problem for Tatnall! Left rear. Oh, holy smokes.
Just that quick. Brooke Tatnall.
Talk about a heartbreaker for the driver of number 2. Just throw the anchor out of the side of the cockpit and go backwards. That's the deal right now. He will probably bring out a yellow flag. The yellow's going to come out the next time around, and Jack Hodenshield is going to be the leader of this race. Brad, how quickly it changes.
Boy, that's why they don't write the check till the checkered flag falls, but it looked like Hodenshield was beat fair and square. Tatnall pulled away from him, and a flat left rear tire.
Brooke Tatnall, who of course we documented he lost his father George earlier this year. He has had one roller coaster ride of a season here the last couple of years, and right now in the lead. Let's see what happens there. You knew it the second he went to set the car for turn 3.
Luckily the car didn't spin out. He did a good job keeping it out of the wall, but he's not concerned about that right now. He is, you know, that's the ups and downs, the emotions of this sport, you know, just thinking he's got this thing in the bag. You talked about the bad luck that he has had, and to be leading this thing, I'm telling you that he won't sleep tonight, I can guarantee you.
And you won't find a more likable driver out here on the tour. Earlier tonight, he was having some fun with Terry McCarl at the expense of Terry McCarl. Had on a mocked-up Terry McCarl t-shirt that said some less than positive things about T-Mac, and a few guys in the pits got a good laugh out of it, but that's the kind of guy Brooke is. Let's take a look at our leader, Jack Hodenshield, in car number 35. He started 3rd, is currently in 1st. Pace truck pulling off the raceway, and we are about ready to go green. Jason Side's going to have to inch up there and get a little closer. And Hodenshield would be wise to go ahead and pick up the pace here a little bit and see if he can't just drive away. Let's not count out Joey Saldana now here in the number 9 car. He might have a miracle in his hat. The number 9 tries to race underneath the number 7, looking for 2nd position. Sides holds him off down the back straightaway.
But Joey was stuck in the middle. He had to try to make the pass, but he was stuck in the middle of the racetrack where there was a lot of wheel spin. Sides able to pull back away from him.
Only a couple more tours here for the wild child, Jack Hodenshield. A driver known best for his prowess on the bull rings, but he's also been very good on the half-mile high bank at Eldora, where he's won some big races.
Absolutely. Coming for the white here, as you said, he's good on the quarter miles. He used to look like very, very good at Eldora. He does like the high-speed places, and this is a high-speed joint.
Boy, it's going to be a happy crew. Dean Bonsai Bruns, Paul Baines from Australia, and car owner Rick Wright watching anxiously right now as their 35 rolls down the front straightaway to the double checkered flags. It's Jack Hodenshield winning the duel in the Dakotas. Jason Sides finishes 2nd. Joey Saldana 3rd. Hurricane Hannigan finishes 4th. The dude, Danny Lasowski's 5th. Donnie Schatz, his hometown run ends up in a 6th place finish. Solwald, Kinzer, Paul McMahon, and Craig Delansky unofficially down through the top 10. That's your buddy, Jack Hodenshield, getting done.
They've had some bad luck, too, for the last couple years, actually, and boy, they got to feel bad for Brooke Tatnall, but hey, these guys put themselves in a position to take advantage when Tatnall had trouble, and again, they may feel like, well, we were going to win the race anyway if that caution wouldn't come out because he was all over Brooke Tatnall, and maybe got what they was due.
Well, there it is. That's the story. Brooke Tatnall's tire blows. Jack Hodenshield blows by him and wins the duel in the Dakotas. When we come back, we will hear from the man they call the Wild Child. He's 49 years old and still on the methanol. Out. They saw a thriller tonight. It changed in the late going with Jack Hodenshield getting the win here tonight. His first win of 2007, 45th win of his career. As we mentioned before, he's in the top 10 all time. Let's show you the pass that brought Hodenshield to the winner's circle tonight.
Leader Brooke Tatnall in the 2-car. You see it there. The left rear tire goes down as he enters turn 3. Frustration. There's just nothing he can do but watch Hodenshield go by on his inside.
And so the 35 car takes the checkered flag, and a happy Jack Hodenshield, you got to figure, is downstairs with Sean Buckley.
The Wild Child, Jack Hodenshield. Worcester, Ohio is on fire tonight. Fantastic run.
Yeah, the car felt really good. You know, the Rick Wright car's been a little bit better the last few races here. We're getting it going, and you know, Paul and Doug and Bonsai, you know, they've been working hard, and you know, we got the car going good, and we've had a few mishaps this year, but you know, we're getting a little better here, so we're hoping to finish out the year a lot better.
You are the 2007 Duel in the Dakotas champion. How does that feel?
That feels real good. You know, I always like coming here and running this big track, and you know, it's just always fun. It's a wide track, and you know, it's always good racing. You know,
Brooke Tatnall had a tough break there with the left rear coming off the wheel. Did you have anything for him?
Yeah, I don't know. We caught up to him right there in the traffic a little bit, and then you know, he's been running really good, and you know, they're tough. It's hard to get around them guys. You can get to them, but it's hard to get around them.
The Super Clean Summer of Money Round 3 winner, the Wild Child, Jack Hodenshield. Guys?
Well, good job there by Jack. We'll look at the official order finish here momentarily after the break, and maybe hear from Brooke Tatnall. You got to figure he's going to be disappointed as they head out into the night sky. Oh, a happy celebration down there. Cover your eyes, Wild Child. Our coverage of the World of Outlaws is brought to you by Q Motor Oils. Unleash all your horses. Mahindra Tractors. Cultivate your dreams. And by Super Clean. Not just clean, super clean. Jack Hodenshield, the Wild Child, gets the win in round number 3 of the Super Clean Summer of Money. Last night at River City Speedway in Grand Forks, Hodenshield was upside down in his heat race, salvaged a second place in the feature event there, but a lot better tonight, Brad.
And they salvaged that car. They welded some pieces on it. He came back, almost pulled the win off last night. Here tonight, takes advantage of Brooke Tatnall's flat left rear tires. He goes by for the win.
You got to feel for Brooke Tatnall, and you have to figure he's going to be dejected. Let's find out. Sean Buckley's with Brooke.
Brooke, we never want to come to you like this. Obviously, a very unfortunate incident there, but you guys were fast tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's a disappointing part. We've, you know, we got a late start to the year. Guys have busted their butts all year long, and we just seem to keep taking these kick to the guts right now, and just disappointing, especially tonight. I know we had the car to beat, and you know, we didn't missed the start a little bit. Ran behind Jason for a while, and then you know, I don't think it was our race to lose, and I don't know what we got to do. I mean, it just seems like we keep taking knock after knock after knock, and I know my head's thick, but I can only take so many more blows to the head.
Did you guys run over something on the racetrack?
I don't even know what it was. I mean, right now the tire's flat, so when it's down like that, and you try and even drive a straightaway, it tears the tire up. So, I mean, I don't know what it was. It's just, as I say, it's gut-wrenching, but gut-wrenching for myself, my wife, her daughter, my crew, their families, the car owners, sponsors Volcano Joe's, you know, but yeah, we picked this sport because we love it, not because it's easy.
That's right, race fans. Brooke Tatnall, a tough Aussie, and he's not going to get a flat left rear tire, get him down.
Sean, your heart goes out to Brooke Tatnall, no question about it. Their final results, Jack Hodenshield, the winner. Jason Sides, how about Jason with a great run tonight, wins the dash, finishes second.
Yeah, good for him. As you said, the dash win, held on the second, helped Joey Saldana back behind him there.
The prime movers are on the second page, and that is where we had our KSE hard charger tonight. Kerry Madsen, the rookie with the World of Outlaws powered by Q, from 22nd up to 11th, and Darren Pittman equally as strong from 24th to 13th. We look on further down through the field, Kemenon Myers, who had the big crash, Jason Martin, and Brian Carlson. Let's check out the Super Clean Summer of Money point standings now. Joey Saldana is the leader, 9 points up over Daniel Lasoski. Terry McCarl was the leader coming in. He's now 19 back. Donnie Schatz sits in 4th place in the Super Clean Summer of Money point standings. Let's see what he had to say after a night that didn't really see things go maybe the way he wanted to. Sean's with Don.
Just a so-so night for the hometown hero here, Donnie Schatz. Donnie, what happened out there in the feature?
Well, I don't think you could have passed anybody if you'd have had John Force's top fuel car out there. You know, they just, I don't know if it's a little discouraging to just see the racetracks go no passing like this. You know, the World of Outlaws needs to step up to the plate and start controlling some of these races and saying what goes and what doesn't. And when they don't need to redo the tracks, they don't do them. So, you know, the racetrack just, they dug it up and it got way too fast. And, you know, there was no passing. Like I said, you could have had the best motor in the world, and you couldn't even get a guy to make a big enough mistake to pass him. So just the way it goes, I guess after this, we're just glad to get out of here.
When you're out there driving around, you just settle in and ride around, and hopefully the guy in front of you makes a mistake and just keep throwing tear-offs. So what goes on in your mind?
Well, you never just settle. I mean, you know, it's a race, 30 laps, anything can happen. But, you know, when you get running around at that speed, you know, and you can't really pass, and you don't really wait for a guy to make a mistake. If something happens, you know, it's a big wreck. So, you know, we tried our best. We tried to get through there. We could. I don't know. We started 8th and run 6th, but hey, there was nobody going anywhere, and you could be better than the guy in front of you by heaps, and just couldn't go by him. So maybe the miracle tire is working. You know, they wanted to stiffen the sidewalls up on these tires because they've been told that's what it needed, and you know, we didn't go testing them. Now we got them tires, and now we got no passing races. So I guess we need to address the issues and just maybe go on from there.
Well, Donnie Schatz here. The hometown fans wanted to win out of him, but he ended up running 6th here tonight, and hopefully he can turn that frown upside down with some autographs.
One frustrated race driver right there, Brad Doty.
He's definitely frustrated. Wanted to do better in front of the hometown crowd. But, you know, there are some that feel if they hadn't have torn the racetrack up, it was going to rubber down and be follow leader and no passing whatsoever. But Darren Pittman and Kerry Matson, they both passed 11 cars each to get up toward the middle of the pack there.
Next week, Sprint Car Racing returns to ESPN2. More of the World of Outlaws powered by Q Super Clean Summer of Money from I-55 Raceway near St. Louis, Missouri. Kenny Schrader's racetrack, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 for those of you out on the West Coast. You'll have to wake up a little bit early. For Sean Buckley down in the pits, for the rental car abusing Brad Doty next to me, and for everyone on the staff, we hope you enjoyed our coverage. For more on the World of Outlaws, visit worldofoutlaws.com. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Congratulations to the Wild Child, our winner from Fargo.